Hey guys, so today I wanted to do another video for you guys, just talking about buying used consoles online. So this is gonna be a real chit-chatty video. So it's nothing that's gonna be me showing a bunch of consoles or games and stuff like that, but if anybody wanted advice or at least my experience or my story about buying consoles, not really consoles, more like handheld consoles, then stick around if you guys want to grab a cup of coffee or like tea or something like that, because like I said, it's gonna be really chit chatty. So if you guys are interested in this, please keep on watching. So I have somewhat of a little bit of experience buying consoles online, and it's because I've bought quite a bit of consoles, as you guys have seen in my videos, and you guys are going to be seeing in more videos probably. So I wanted to give you guys just my experience with it all. Now, my first handheld console that I bought that was online was my Pikachu 2DS, and I will throw up a picture right here of just a stock photo. I have all my consoles, but they're all like in their cases and stuff like that, and I didn't feel like bringing them all out and spreading them. I will do that. That's gonna be a new video coming soon, but for now I would just show you guys stock photos. So I bought that particular console from Mercari now, and I think I'm going to be saying prices in here because I guess it gives a lot more context to me explaining things. That console I bought for 500. I really should have wrote this down. I didn't write that down. I'm pretty sure it was $500 I bought it for, brand new off of Mercari, and there was no flaw with it. It was not modded, and I bought that probably like 2 years ago. I bought that one, and then I bought the pink 2DS XL, not the new one, but the old one, from GameStop for about $190. And then I bought a Game Boy Advance SP off of eBay, which I will get into more about that particular one. Then I got the Pikachu, the one that's modded, the new 3DS XL, and my latest one, which is the 2DS, the pink. So I wrote things down that I think that you guys should ask sellers when you are buying. So yeah, when I buy consoles online, I always check the reviews, whether that's on Mercari, eBay, Poshmark, anywhere. Whenever you purchase anything, just look at the reviews, no matter what, because people will give you their honesty in there, and tell you legitly, like hey, the seller didn't ship, or I got my item and it was super dirty. They will be honest in there. I don't feel like reviews are dishonest nowadays. I don't think people really buy reviews, so I usually trust the reviews when I read it. However, a couple bad experiences shouldn't take away from the seller, if that makes sense, because sometimes things just happen. And that is another thing when you're buying online, is it's a risk. No matter what you do, it will always be a risk on what you're purchasing. But luckily nowadays, when you buy, you can use PayPal, Mercari. They don't get their money until you accept the order and stuff like that. So there's a lot of safety nets buying online nowadays, so that's also a good thing. So reviews. Also, check the photos. Now, it can be very wishy-washy because you're not 100% sure if the photos that they're showing you online is the actual product. And I did have that in the case of buying this pink 2DS, because especially with Japanese sellers, they're gonna post a picture of just one that they have that's in really good condition, and they just get stock. So that particular one that you're buying is not the one in the actual photo unless they state it. Majority of the time, I found from purchasing on eBay, it was and also another thing I forgot to mention, I also bought the PSP and the Vita online. The Vita and this 2DS, they just used stock photo of just one that they had, and that wasn't the one that I got. So with that is enter at your own risk. So checking photos can be helpful, but you might want to ask them like if that's the actual product that you're getting. So I would do that. Ask about the condition of the console. That means like cracks, buttons, scratches, scratches on the screen, scratches on the console, the analog sticks, the bumpers, the triggers, all those things. I mean, you don't want to like bombard the person you're gonna buy it from, but what I usually ask is there any flaws on the console that you know of? Because I want everything to be open and honest with them. Like, if they tell me that there's a hairline crack, I want to know what I'm expecting from them if I buy the product. So I always ask questions, and I have had moments where I've asked questions and sellers have just not responded after so many questions I asked. And don't feel like you can't ask as much questions as you want, because you're spending your money, and I wouldn't waste your money on buying from someone who can't answer your questions, because most of the times when they can't answer it is because something's wrong with it. Because like I said, I've had that happen to me. Ask if it was modded. Now this kind of goes into how things are nowadays. A lot of consoles are being modded on the market, especially the 3DS. The Vita is being modded, the PSP is being modded. So I would ask if it was modded. That is a big thing. I would also ask if the shells are replaced. So a lot of times, especially with the older consoles and with this that I'm about to show you guys, shells are usually being replaced because older consoles have a lot more damage on it. So when I bought this Game Boy Advance SP, it was refurbished. Is that what it means when you change out the shells? I don't know. The shells were replaced, okay, on this. So if you're looking for a console that has stock parts, you might want to ask, because sometimes they're not. I would also ask if, I guess this goes into like the condition, if anything needs replacing. I would ask too, like if they have told you like, hey, the trigger is not working, ask them, like, I guess you would take into consideration that needs replacing. So but the seller could have replaced buttons and stuff like that, so that's another thing. Also, this goes into people with like a very specific budget. If you have no budget, then maybe this doesn't apply to you as much. But if you're really having a specific budget that you can only spend on a console, you need to keep looking online. Like, you need to check every day to see on postings, because there are times where people post things for a really good deal and it'll get snatched like that. So you really need to keep your eyes peeled. Yeah, like sometimes there's better deals than others. Sometimes people got really good deals. Some people got really bad deals. So you need to just do your due diligence and just kind of shop the market and just keep your options open. And I mean, if you want the console like now, then you got to spend the money, like, you know what I mean, if that makes sense. If you don't have a budget, it's so much easier, because if you're looking for brand new condition and you have not really a budget, I think that works a lot easier. So yeah, check eBay and Mercari. I've already stated that. Compare prices. Also, okay, this is another one. What are you looking for? Are you looking for it to be in the box? Are you looking for just the console? Are you looking for console and charger, stylus, all that stuff? Because I feel like that determines price, and that determines just in general, like, how things are gonna go. If you're looking for something complete in box, your price is gonna go much higher. If you're looking for consoles just by itself, then your price point might be lower. So it really depends on what you're looking for. And this also goes into the reason I bought this console was because this was the purchase that probably gave me the most problems. When you're buying from sellers on eBay or on Mercari that are refurbishing products, like how I bought this one, where they put everything brand new. They put brand new shells, screen, buttons, bumpers, all of this was brand new, okay? I would check what their experience level is in doing these kinds of things, because the person I bought this SP from on eBay was not an experienced modder or a person who reshells these, because when I got my first one in the mail, it was very bad. There was chips in the screen. There was smudges everywhere on the screen, like where I couldn't get to. And even this version that I got, this is a 101. The power button over here is very, very loose. There's a small chip in the screen again, where it's not as bad as the first one, but it's still there and I see it. So sometimes, and this is what I'm talking about, sometimes the reviews are not always correct, because when I bought from this seller, all his reviews were 5 stars, but I ended up getting a console like this. So it could just be I got a console that was not good, but it happened twice. So I really don't know. Thankfully, this seller that I purchased from gave me my refund in full and let me keep the console. I didn't have to return it. So I did get lucky with it, I guess, because I told him flat out, like, this is just unacceptable. I shouldn't have to keep sending this back to you and getting a console that is still poorly done. So he said, you know what, just keep the console. I'll give you a full refund. And that's how we worked out with this one and specifically. So when I'm saying experience, I mean that, like, they might not be good at their craft. Okay, buying from Japan. So I feel like buying from Japan is a little bit different than buying from Mercari, just because, like I stated in my, like, just a little while ago, they don't show the actual console that you're gonna get a lot of the time. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. So you gotta have your expectations when you're buying from there, because you don't know what you're getting, basically, because you're not getting the one that's in the photo. I've noticed with Japanese sellers, though, they do take care of their products, and they thankfully, the ones that I have received, I haven't gotten any issues with. I did have issues with shipping, so we will get to that. So I did state that, I'm sorry guys, I have to read off of this. So like I said, they might not have stock on hand. Like the photos are not what you're getting. And I think it's because they don't actually have the physical consoles with them. What I think happens on eBay with the Japanese sellers is that when you purchase their listing, they go out and find the console. They don't have the console on hand. That's what happened with my 2DS. They didn't have that in stock, so I ended up having to wait a whole entire month for them to ship. And I kept asking the seller when it would be shipping, and they just would not respond to me. And then one morning I woke up and it started moving, and then I got it. But I really don't think that those sellers have it with them. And this goes into shipping. Sometimes, this is what I just experienced with this 2DS, is the shipping can vary. Like my Vita shipped out very fast, and I got it in a really fast time. But this 2DS, it took so long to come, and I don't even know what to expect, right? Because the picture in the photo is not the one that you're getting. So you gotta be really like enter at your own risk kind of thing with buying online. There's no like, you can do as much research as you possibly can, but sometimes just things happen. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is that even with me, like I can research the heck out of these things, but I really don't know what I'm expecting until I actually get the product. Like I said, thankfully I've been getting lucky with mines. But I've heard of some horror stories. I've read some horror story reviews. That's why I get very like wary about showing you guys where I get my stuff from, because I don't want to recommend something to you guys that just gave so much headache, you know? Like I'm never going to recommend the seller that I got this from, because I don't want you guys to go through that. And then I'm not recommending this 2DS seller because they took over a month to ship. And I've read some reviews from him that he doesn't even ship the product at all. So like I said, like it's very 50-50. Now what I think the prices are going for right now, like I said, I've spent a lot. If my Pikachu one was about $500, my 3DS XL, the old one, was $190. This 2DS that I got was $112. The Pikachu 3DS was about $400. So I'm telling you guys these prices just so that you guys kind of know what to look at when you're buying. The Vita, I spent about $180, and the PSP I think was $120. So you're not looking at anything below $100, honestly. If you are, there's going to be a lot of flaws on it. So that's kind of how it is. I mean, video game collecting is not cheap at all. But I am happy with what I have found and what I have gotten so far. I think this was like $150, but like I said, I got a full refund on this one. So what happened was I bought this, and then I got a refund, and I used the refund to buy the Vita. So that's what I did for that. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys found this video useful. I'm always open to anybody who wants to talk about, you know, like, I can give you advice as much as I possibly can. But yeah, I hope that you guys find great deals. I hope that you guys find the console that you've been wanting for the price that you've been wanting. So with that, I will leave you guys, and thanks for watching. Bye!